Good evening everyone. Welcome to our channel Embedded Systems and IoT. Let's learn. In this video, we are going to see what is the real-time use of debugger in an embedded IoT project. So before going to see what is a debugger, let's understand the process of debugging. So any software is not 100% bug free. So there will be a room always for improvement or performance optimization or to clearing the existing bug. That's why we are seeing different releases in each software applications. So from Android to food delivery applications like Zomato, Swiggy, etc. Debugging is a process of identifying the bug in the software code so that we can able to correct the software code. So for that one, we use a separate device called a debugger. So it's a hardware device. Some students may ask, like, do we really need a debugger for every embedded IoT applications? So the answer is it depends, because for smaller or simpler hobby kind of embedded projects, we may not need a separate debugger, because for those things we can simply use the most simplest way of debugging called the usage of printf. So you can use the printf in the if part, else if part, or else part, so that you can come to know whether those if part segments are executed at the right time or any bypassing is happening. So those things you can ensure, or to understand whether the particular function is called or not. You can write the printf in the starting of the particular function. So you can come if the printf statement is executed, then you can come to know the particular function is called. And to you can use the printf to see the real-time updation of a variable's value. So you can able to ensure whether it is updating properly at the respective time, or it is containing any garbage value, or it is containing any unexpected value. So those things you can do. So with the help of the printf, you can able to debug like this. But this won't be effective in a very complex embedded systems or IoT project, because in a real-time embedded IoT projects, there will be huge programming files will be there, and billions of codes will be written, so that the manually writing this printf in every places, so will be less effective, and it will be a manual work also. So for the effective debugging purpose, so we can go for the debugger. For example, we can use a Renesas debugger when we are writing the embedded C applications for Renesas ARM based microcontrollers. Let's say we have written a code to blink an LED for every 1 second on and then 1 second off. We have written 100 lines of code for this application. So with the help of the debugger, you can execute the code either line by line, or to reach certain number of till the program reaches certain set. So with the help of the debugger, either you can execute the code line by line, or else you can execute the code till it reaches a certain segment of the code. For example, you can to accomplish those things, normally we use breakpoints. So the usage of breakpoint is, for example, if you set the breakpoint at line number 5, so once you started the execution after build, so the microcontroller executes the line 1, 2, 3, 4. So once it executed the line, once it reaches the line 5, then it will stop the execution. So for example, after that, if you keep the breakpoint in line number 7, then the microcontroller executes the line number 5, line number 6, and then it will come to line number 7. Since the breakpoint is at line number 7, it will stop the execution. So once the execution is stopped, then we can able to monitor the value of the variables or any memory regions. So how it is updated, so till the execution of the breakpoint. This will really help us to debug the code effectively. So here we didn't write any separate code like a printf to print the variables value, or to get to know we didn't write any printf to know whether the particular function is called. So those manual things are avoided here with the help of the debugger. So if you don't want step-by-step execution, then you can also set the breakpoint at some line number, some 85, so that once after the start of the execution, the microcontroller executes line 1 2 3 4 and so on. Once it reaches line 85, once it executes till line number 85, then it will stop the execution. So that is also possible. And in various embedded workbenches, you can also set the condition for the breakpoints. For example, in the line number 85 we have set the breakpoint. So there some in that line we written a code like a plus plus semicolon. So the whenever the microcontroller reaches that line, it will increment the value of the a's value. So you can also set the condition like whenever a's value is reached 20, then the execution should be stopped. So like that also you can set. You can for that one, initially we need to set the breakpoint at the line 85, and then you need to modify the properties of the breakpoint. Like we can set the conditions like the execution should be stopped. Like you can give the conditions like a equal to 20. So it means when the a's value reaches 20, then the execution will be stopped. You can give conditions like a less than or equal to 0. So in that time, if the a's value is less than or equal to 0, then that time only the execution will be stopped. So till attaining that condition, the execution will be running. So this also is possible with the help of the breakpoint. So by this way we can able to identify the bug so effectively, and then we can able to correct in the software code. So personally, what I feel regarding debugger is it is not only to identify and to correct the code, but most of the times it will help us to understand the code. Maybe if your function is written like 10-20 lines, so it will be easy for us to understand without any documentation. But if a same code is written like 200-300 lines, so in those simply viewing the code will takes more time to understand the code. So in that time we can set the breakpoints each line or the required places, so you can able to see the variables or memories or any structures or any address value. So by viewing by seeing, by analyzing those things, you can able to understand what is the purpose of the function and how they have implemented it. So personally I seen we can use a debugger not only to identify the bug, but also we can use to understand the function effectively. So another one cool fact is ARM7 LPC2148. So that is a 32-bit ARM-based microcontroller. So that has an inbuilt debugging capability. So that those microcontrollers doesn't need any separate debugger for identifying the bug. So through the Keil Microvision itself, we can able to execute step by step, and then we can identify and we can see the variables value, memory regions value, everything. So that's all about in today's session. If you feel this video is helpful to you, then please share to your embedded related friends or students. And then please if you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel and then click on the bell icon also, so that you will get the notifications for each new videos. Thank you. Stay safe in Corona. Bye bye.